Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world, and welcome to today's We Are One meditation, the first of this week. I hope you're having a good day and it'll be a wonderful week. And it's my honor and pleasure to introduce to you today's host, today's presenter, Adele from Florida. Welcome, Adele.
Hi there. So happy to be back with you again. Thank you, Terry. Uh, this is just fun. I Terry and I were just talking before we started this about the fact that our hearts have always been so deeply connected with the self-help practice. Not only my heart, my whole existence, my life was really saved by self-help. So it is such an honor to get to share it with a worldwide audience now. And then I have that extra fun twist of being able to share it with you along with my animals. So today I wanted to call my talk How My Animals Taught Me to Read. And the reality is, Mary was incredibly articulate about how she describes everything she writes. And I have been so focused on these self-help books. Now, when you first meet the books, they're little. They're just a little thing you can read through in 20 minutes. However, I've been reading them for the last 31 years. And in fact, I reread them yesterday in preparation for today and found a new sentence. So I wanted to share with you today some of the ways my dogs and horses and cats have taught me to read from Mary's book. But let's start by harmonizing ourselves, and I can show you some of those examples. So Mary has 3 self-help books. The first and the second are what most of my work is focused on. The third self-help book is called Fun with Fingers and Toes. The animals don't think so. In self-help book 2, Mary introduces us to each one of the 26 safety energy locks. These are the energetic building blocks of the manifested body. 26 on the left, 26 on the right. They each came into existence with a location, a name, a job. And when we know those 26 keys, we can unlock the secrets of our body. In Self-Help Book 2, Mary takes time to introduce us to each safety energy lock, shows us the location, tells us the name it came into the universe meaning, describes what it helps, and then some quickies in case for some reason, for instance, here on Safety Energy Lock 10, very difficult to reach the center of your shoulder blades unless you're double jointed. So she gives us this quickie here. So let's start with that. Whichever hand is comfy, I'm going to take my right hand. I'm going to go just above my left elbow. Left hand, I'm going to cross my right leg over, place my left hand inside of the right knee. These are safety energy locks. 19 at the elbow, opposite 1 inside the knee. Now, when I first met Self-Help Book 2, honestly, and I'm not proud to say this, but I thought maybe Mary didn't have much imagination because she kept using the same quickies over and over again. And I thought, surely there must be more variation to this. And I just didn't get what she was telling me. So while you're here holding, notice the quality of your touch. I want your hands to hold this being with compassion, with love, with non-judgment. I don't want you to fix this being. I want you to be with this being in this gentle and loving art. And then bring your awareness to the breath without manipulating it or changing it. Follow that cycle of air. Down the front, letting go. Up the back, receiving from the abundance. Follow that energetic cycle. And while you're here, enjoying breath, I want to read you a couple of the gems that I never saw in the books until I started working with the animals. So in Self-Help Book 1, on page 23, Mary tells us, the art of living is not filled with, open quote, man-made techniques. Jin Shin Jyutsu is an art that molds into your own individualized art of living. Now, I know I've mentioned on another one of these classes that when I started sharing this with the animals, I just wasn't confident. I didn't trust myself. I couldn't find anyone else who was working with animals. There were some people, but I didn't know how to locate them at that time. So it took a lot of faith and trust. And I combed through these books with a fine-tooth comb. And these things I want to share with you. Personally, I believe Mary put them in there just for me, to give me faith, to say, keep going, trust yourselves, listen to the animals, listen to the universality of the pulse and the breath. Jin Shin Jyutsu as an art which molds into our own individualized art of living. I took that to mean work on your dog. And then she went on and told us, so tell you what, while we're here right now, swap to the other arm. So whichever side you had, I'll put left on my right elbow, cross my left knee over, and hold inside my right knee. Right 19, left 1. Here are some specifics that she gave us at different points in the book that I have extrapolated as generalizations, making it possible to work on virtually any species in any time. On page 40 in Self-Help Book 1, while describing the spleen flow, Mary says in the second paragraph, if the above position is uncomfortable, place the right fingers on the right medial inside of the knee or place the right fingers on the pubic bone. And then she says, here it comes, no straining is necessary to unlock any of the 26 safety energy locks. There are no shoulds or have-tos. Just comfortably apply a sequence. I loved that. And later on, as I developed the work more, I took that as permission to search for relationship between the safety energy locks, making it possible to work on animals that I couldn't reach, horses, cows, even eventually elephants. I don't know that she wrote this for elephants, but I think so. Then on the very next page, she says, oh, this is so important for the animal work. And then come back to the human work as well, of course. There are no rigid rules. Simply adjust the sequence to your own convenience and comfort. If, for instance, a step feels more revitalizing to you, just get into the habit in your art of living as utilizing that step as your own special, quickie, revitalizing exercise. The art of living is simple. You are the artist. Exquisite, huh? Let's go on to another one of those quickies from Self-Help Book 2, and I'll pull this all together in a few minutes. Let's take your left hand, flop it over your shoulder. You're going to Safety Energy Lock 3. Came into the universe, meaning the swinging door. Let your arm become a swinging door, and where you feel that first bit of movement, top of the shoulder blade, that's your 3. Your left hand is coming here along the groin. Safety Energy Lock, same side, 15. Some other gems that Mary tells us. On page 53, boy, she knew where this society was going. She gives us this. If your left hand is busy, as for instance when talking on the telephone, use only your right palm on left medial inside of thigh. If the right hand is busy, use only the left palm. Well, in fact, many times when I started working with the animals, they were not ready for me to put my hands on and then get real still and settle into a whole treatment. They needed to be guided a little bit into what's going on here. So I would often let one hand slow down while the other hand kept petting or scratching, or even with the horses sometimes grooming with one hand, something they were used to. And then that first hand would slow down and start sharing the art. And then in a few moments, more or less, as Mary would say, both hands would get to share. So with that, tell you what, I'm going to have you flip over left hand onto right 3, right hand onto right 15, while I relocate the camera and I get one of my dogs to come and with us. Let's see how we doing. Here we go. Carmen, here we go. Here, should I come stay? Carmen, come. Yes, good girl. Come all the way. Oh, back legs too. Okay, here we go. Yes, good girl. Okay. Can you settle down? Yeah. Yeah, what's that book doing right in your place? Okay. Now, the thing is, my sweetness, I need to flip you over. All right, we'll see what we can do from this position. So, like I was saying about Self-Help Book 2, Mary used these same quickies over and over again. Some of them she used multiple times. Come on, baby girl. You got me on the camera. Oh, that's my girl. Thank you, baby. So, it took me a little while. I started taking care of a Percheron thoroughbred horse. She was magnificent, but about 17 hands high. And there was no way that I could handle most of the safety energy locks as written the way I was used to practicing them. So all of a sudden it struck me, oh my goodness, that's what Mary meant. That's what she wrote in Self-Help Book 2. She simply said, do less, accomplish more. So I went home. I'm going to go into that 3 and same side 15. I went home and made big pieces of paper all over the living room and started labeling all the times she gave us the same quickies. And I finally understood that I could put my hands on the animals. I could sink in and slow down. And multiple safety energy locks would be harmonized at the same time. So that is the way the second half of my book is set up. It goes back to those quickies that Mary gave us in Self-Help Book 2. And I always say with the animals, you do the quickies really slow. So here we are on that first one in the book, which is Safety Energy Lock 3 and same side 15. And I think maybe you can see here on the one side, there's just those 2 steps. And then over here on this side, it gives you all the safety energy locks that are harmonized by this one quickie. Safety energy locks 3, 5, 6, 15, and 23. 1 step, 5 safety energy locks. Helping everything from pain relief to controller of my destiny. This brings warmth to all relationships and it boosts the immune system. That's one simple step. And it's my experience with the animals, yes, that putting your hands on, staying put, waiting for it to feel like the body opens up and your hands sink in, that allows things to harmonize the most deeply. Yeah, I feel those pulses already. So, a few of the other quickies that Mary gave us, very similar to this. We're staying on that 15, but we're going here to the 26, where the front leg meets the body. I'm on the body, just behind that front leg, total and complete. Here I am harmonizing the 26, the 15, and the 24. 24 is a really important one about clearing chaos. And in these days, and I think our animals pick it up from us. I think we all need to clear chaos. But that, in fact, it's down here on the foot. Now, she's letting me do it, but lots of animals aren't crazy about that. So you can get there through the 26 and 15. Wash your heart with joy and laughter, total and complete, and clearing chaos. Then we come to the step where we started our work today, and it's a really heavy hitter. It gets 3 pages, 19 and opposite 1. It helps the 1, 10, 14, 19, 20, 21, and 22. So it's all here and it's all here. And all we're going to do, instead of running around, I'm going to hold the 19 and the opposite 1. I'm going to sink into my breath. Let my hands sink into her body. And we're going to have a whole waistline clearing specialist, mind clearing. Now, if you're working on a horse, we were going to do that today, but it rained. So hopefully next time. It's not real safe to reach under the horse to the opposite one. So in that case, I would hold 19 and same side one. And when I finish, I walk around the horse, remembering that you don't walk too close to the rear end of a horse unless they know right where you are. And then I would hold the opposite 19 and 1. Or this is really fun. You want to share the art with a friend for the first time? Have them hold that opposite one. Here on the same side, we're working on the supervisory level. And then when we switch over, we're working on the mediator side. Another real blessing about this quickie is it says it harmonizes the 20, 21, and 22. Well, that's all up here on their face. Now, she's fine with it, but lots of animals don't like that. So it's so much better to find a way that they love. And Mary knew all this and gave it to us right up front. The next quickie is that she simply says, hold the 19 itself. So that's one of those when you can, hopefully when she says as if on the telephone, hopefully it's not you on the telephone with one hand on the animal, but it could be that you're grooming or you're petting and you're holding one 19, or you can go in and hold both 19s, clearing 9, 13, 14, and 19. It's really quite amazing how efficient and how simple and how profound this really is. It's all right there in those self-help books. Keep studying. Then Mary gave us that 11, boom, sloping over the shoulder, and 25. Part of the total body harmonizer I talked about in a couple classes back. And this is going to help also clear the 16 for transformation, 11, 25, and 16. And then finally, the last one is just the 25s, these sits bones. And they're going to harmonize 25 as well as 8. Now, I did a little study yesterday to see, if I look at all the safety energy locks she gives us in these quickies, and all the safety energy locks that are covered in the daily sequences at the end of Self-Help Book 1. 23 out of 26 safety energy locks are covered. It's fairly amazing. It's about 8 steps in all, and we're covering 23 safety energy locks. And of course, even those other 3 are in relationship. One that isn't covered is the 7s, but here I am on the 25, and 2 and 5 adds up to 7. So there's already a relationship. So I hope that didn't all seem as clear as mud. What I wanted you to get from this is that you can't do it wrong. It is all about relationship. Every safety energy lock is already connected to every other safety energy lock, but you can learn to be more and more efficient. My goal for you, my wish for you, is that you take some time, study these quickies from the self-help books, apply them to yourselves, share them with your animals, and feel those profound changes and that harmony. as it flows through both of you. So I trust that if you have such good friends like this, they too will help you learn to read. So let's see if I can come back over here. All right, my friend, I think that's just about what I wanted to share today.
I'm still on 11 and 15, 11 and 25. Yeah. Thank you. Sirocco, that's how it's pronounced? Yeah. Oh, but that
Carmen
was
was
who
on the
was
bed today,
you
on
were
the treatment
demonstrating
table.
with.
Carmen in black. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, look.
Yeah.
Contentment.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Hard-working girl.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, Chiraka.
Yeah. Look at the tail. Do I have to?
Well, I think they might be on strike.
Yeah. They're just enjoying the moment there. Wonderful. So thank you, Adele. That was beautiful. Great explanation. A lot of wisdom there for everyone, and of course, beautiful animal friends. So thank you, everybody, for being with us and sharing with Adele. And well, all I can say is, do you have anything you want to add, Adele? No.
Well, it's really more fun than you can imagine. Just get in there. You think, oh, they won't settle. They won't. Yes, they will. Yes, they will. And then you'll get this whole new level of bonding you've never had with them. It's just more fun. And I'm telling you, it makes being in lockdown a whole lot easier and more fun.
Beautiful. Yeah. Well, I shall look forward to when Adele is on again, hopefully sooner rather than later. And thank you, and thank you, everybody. And we'll see you Wednesday, I think. Yeah, Wednesday. We'll be here Wednesday. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye now.
Take care.